Welcome to this first ever 8-bit podcast with me, Chris, aka Red Lizard, with David, aka Mr. G, and Tom. What do you go by the name of, Tom?
A multitude of names, but I'm currently called Bad Aim.
And let's get started. So what we'll be covering this week's podcast is the release of Batman, what we thought of it, how broken it is or isn't. Battlefield 4 has been released. Stanley Parable, and what videos we have coming out soon, and what is coming out next week.
Typical. I mean, why apply cognitive resources to a problem when you can just throw crap at it?
David, do you want to kick us off with Batman?
Yeah, sure. This week, Batman Arkham Origins came out, which is the sequel to Arkham City, which is the sequel to Arkham
Asylum.
Yeah. It's the same as the last game, so it's a big, free-roaming, large area which you can fight your way across with missions and side quests throughout it. And it's good. You've played it too, haven't you, Chris?
I have.
And it's good. It's a really good game, but the problem is that it wasn't made by the same people who made Arkham City, and you can kind of tell. There's nothing dramatically new.
They've kept it to the point of where it just feels like a massive DLC.
And really massive.
It's
loads
very much
of new stuff.
The only new things, there's a few gadgets that are new, and the multiplayer that they've put onto it as well.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I had a go at the multiplayer, and it does seem like they've just stuck some multiplayer on it though.
Yeah,
it's not built in too well.
No.
But the actual main game, you just do the same as you did in Arkham City. So there's a lot more missions and there's a huge amount more side quests. That really impressed me. In City, what were there? Maybe 5 or 6 side quest lines.
Yeah,
and in this, there's about 9.
It's quite good in that respect. And I do like the gameplay of it, and I think like if it isn't broken, like it doesn't really need to be fixed, and that's what they've gone about doing, and they've just added to it.
But it doesn't feel like they've advanced it.
It's not polished, and there's an awful lot of bugs throughout the whole, all the systems. There's that tower that you can go into the bottom right of corner of the map, which is the only tower that I decided to go into, and because I thought, I'll take the comms tower out. Because what you have to do is you take the comms tower out, and then you can fast travel to it in the Batwing, and
just saves you a lot of time in the whole game, really.
Yeah. So I went in, and you go through the window, you do the little communications device thing, and it's not Riddler, is it? It's
Enigma.
Enigma, that's it. And he's got these all over the city, and I solved that, and then like you pull off a grid from the top of the room, because he shuts the window behind you with like some bars, so you can't get out the way you came in. So you have to go up this grid, like go out there. And then I went up to it, and then I used my grapple to get up to it, and then you can't actually get through.
You can't climb up. You just kind of hang there forever.
Yeah.
And you can drop down. So you're trapped in a room you can't leave. You
can't leave the room, so you have to exit it, and then you go from the last checkpoint you went to. And it annoys me that there's also like I've had little issues with gameplay, like also the cutscenes for me are terrible. The frame rate drops to about 10 when the cutscenes are on, and I just don't understand it, because I've tried everything on my computer, and there's a lot of people that have been having these problems on the Steam forums, and they've been posting it there. And it doesn't make sense to me that this is a AAA title that should be well and truly like up there and finished. And I know that every game will have some bugs and glitches in, but not to the fact that you can't actually like that comms tower isn't like some hidden thing or something like that. It's one of the main parts of the story where you go and disrupt these comm towers and get rid of them, and then you can fast travel there.
It's like a key mechanic, and there's only 6. Is it 6 or 8? Something like that. There's
yeah.
not many. You'd think they would have tested their work.
Yeah.
As someone who hasn't got it and hasn't played it, it doesn't sound like I should get it yet.
I tell you what you should do is wait until it's on sale.
Yeah,
And
because
they
like the
fix the
Steam
bugs.
Christmas sale will come up like in the next month or so, and it probably won't get a massive discount, but it will get a decent enough discount where it's like it's had enough time to be patched and fix some of the issues people are having, and also it'll just be cheaper to buy.
Yeah. I think my
First
view
place.
is that if you enjoyed the previous Arkham games, then this is good. It's what you want.
Yes.
But don't expect anything more than more Arkham gameplay.
Yes, exactly.
Is the story any good? Like, not giving anything away, but like in terms of like, I really enjoyed Arkham Asylum apart from the last boss fight, and I enjoyed Arkham City, but I kind of didn't understand why Hugo Strange was there because he was kind of there in little bits, and the trailers and all that kind of stuff leading up to it made it look like Hugo Strange was going to be this big boss, blah blah blah, and then they just kind of resorted back to, oh, the Joker's the actual one you care about. Hugo Strange is just kind of doing his own thing. Like because like I know Black Mask has been advertised as the
Well, I don't want to
big
give it
bad
away
here.
because it's
no, I'm not, yeah, but
There's
like
a-
in terms of the strength of the story, is
The
it as
problem
good
is
as the other
that
two?
Story-wise, there's a big twist within kind of the first 10 seconds of cutscene, which is why
Right.
you can't talk about it. But I have a bit of a problem with the story, which is this is meant to be before all the other Batman games.
Right.
Like, he
Yeah.
doesn't know who Joker is yet.
Yeah.
But you know all those powers and stuff you've unlocked progressively through the other two games?
Yeah, this is what I've seen.
You
you've
already have them.
Yeah, that
Like, you've
strikes
already
me as
got
a bit
the
odd.
flying grapple thing, and you've already got all your guns and your weapons. You haven't got the Mr. Freeze stuff from last time, but you get something similar.
but it's very much like it's kind of like one of those things you don't really question.
Yeah, you can't question it. You just have
Because-
to get on with the game.
Yeah. But overall, I think wait until the sale and then get it then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking forward to playing it, but I mean, if I had got it now, I probably would have been a bit disappointed.
We did it! Now Gotham will be dying to try these rides.
So on Friday, Battlefield 4 came out, and this is another AAA title that's all been hyped up to and everything like that. And the beta was last month, and that's finished. And I had less crashes in the beta than I did playing Battlefield 4 for a morning.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I
So-
played the beta, and I had no problems. It was really smooth and great.
I mean, it crashed twice for me in the beta, and there was like bits in like I kind of it's a beta, and you kind of like you have to.
Yeah,
But
you
when
take
it's
everything with a pinch of salt in a beta. The whole point is that it's not finished, so you can't expect it to be as perfect as it should be.
Exactly. But then when it's released, and I know that Battlefield 3 had a lot of problems, now Battlefield 4 has had even more problems. Like, I've only completed one game fully. I got all the way through to the end of the game. There's hitboxes that aren't registering properly. People have been saying, well, I mean, I've had it happen to me. I've been kicked from games for no reason. And it's crashed a number of times. There was one part actually where the massive ship that they were was it G3? I think they showed it where the it was on the Pacific Islands, and there's this wind turbine with a ship on it, and they destroy the wind turbine and the ship gets set loose, and it's one of those where the building collapses, it changes the map completely.
Yeah, they have a name for
So-
that.
So
Levolution.
That's the one.
Oh, yeah.
That's a cheesy term.
So the ship was coming, it's been released, and it was coming straight for me. And I was waiting around for like ages for this. Like, I knew it was going to happen soon. So I was waiting around for 5 minutes or so. And then just as the ship was just coming into the bay to like crash into the building that I was standing on top of, the game kicked me and crashed.
Wow.
Oh,
This strikes me as like really odd. Like, there's kind of 2 points to this, in my opinion. Like, one, they had a beta, so like, yeah, you didn't have access to all the maps and all that kind of stuff. You had access to like 2 maps or something,
one.
and like, well, 1 map and
Just
how
one.
many game types? Just 1 game type.
Two.
No, there was
Two
two
game
game
types.
types, one map.
Yeah. So that
Yeah.
that sounds annoying in the sense that they've had, the beta wasn't exactly as lengthy as other ones, but it was lengthy enough for them to have enough people to play it to solve issues.
The beta was about a month, and there were a lot of servers.
But there you go then. The simple fact that it was like a month long, had loads of servers, probably loads of people playing it. And then 2, it doesn't look too much different to Battlefield 3. So I know Battlefield 3 isn't like the best basis to base a game off of because it was broken as hell when it came out. But they've got that kind of foundation to work off of for Battlefield 4, just add some new shiny effects to make it look a little bit prettier. And I just think, like, how can it have so many problems at launch when they've had so much time to do a beta and the framework in Battlefield 3?
And they should have learned from their mistake.
Yeah.
Like, Battlefield 3 was horribly broken at launch and then became a really good game. And Battlefield 4 hopefully will do the same. But right now, I mean, what is it for the game plus premium? Is it £80?
80 quid. That's how much I've spent on the game so far.
Wouldn't spend £80.
I mean, one, I wouldn't spend 80 quid on a game anyway. But to spend 80 quid, that's not just like, it's not just you, Chris, who spent 80 quid. It's like loads of people who spent 80 quid. And you wouldn't accept it if you spent 40 quid on it.
No, you expect it to work.
Yeah. As you said earlier, everything like has a few issues and a few niggles or whatever that will probably get like ironed out, but you don't expect it to be broken to the point where you can't play it.
Yeah, the fundamentals, like, you don't know whether you're going to finish this game or, like, I was showing you yesterday when you came round. Like, we loaded it up and the first 10 seconds it crashed.
Yeah, you like got out of the water and then it just went and just like you were just stood there and there was a horrible noise and then it just went to a white screen and it just crashed and I was like, what?
It annoys me to the fact that, like, these AAA titles, we are expected to buy these titles or even pre-order them, and then when they are released, they're not even playable.
But I think that's the problem, in the sense of maybe pre-orders shouldn't exist and maybe you shouldn't do them, because like then it makes them complacent in the sense of, oh, we've got millions of pre-orders, they've bought it now, so they're going to have it on launch whether they like it or not.
We've already got our money.
You've already given us your money, so now we can fix it whenever the hell we want. Yeah, we'll fix it soon, but we've got your money now, so it doesn't really matter.
Well,
whereas
no, that's
like
the point. Yeah,
my kind of opinion would be, don't pre-order something, wait for the release week and read like Steam forums or whatever, or Origins forums or whatever, and be like, okay, well, everyone's saying it's broken, I'm not buying it yet.
Yeah, it seems like, do not buy a game on release now these days. Wait until a couple of months until they fixed everything and then buy it.
Yeah.
Wait until the Steam Christmas sale or Origin Christmas sale.
Yeah, the Steam Christmas sale is awesome.
So Battlefield 4, like Batman, wait is my
recommendation.
Yeah, but
sounds more broken than Batman is.
It is.
At least you can play most of Batman.
Have you haven't tried the single player yet, have you, for Battlefield?
No, I'm not even gonna go there.
Like, the thing is, like, it might be the total opposite, whereas like the single player for Battlefield 3 was awful, and I'm guessing the Battlefield 4 single player isn't exactly great, but it's probably a little better, and I bet you can probably get through the entirety of that without any problems.
Probably, and that's maybe what they're thinking. Like, everybody should do the single player first before they go on to multiplayer, but that's not how people play Battlefield.
I don't buy Battlefield for the single player. I don't think anyone ever has.
I don't think you buy a Battlefield game going, oh man, I can't wait to be involved in this really deep story. You go to blow stuff up and kill people. That's what you do. That's what you play Battlefield for.
Yeah, you go to destroy buildings and run a boat into an island.
It's pretty much. Ever since Bad Company and Bad Company 2, that's all it's been about.
We've just got objective Charlie.
So the Stanley Parable came out last week. Stanley Parable, for those who don't know, isn't really a game in the normal sense. A man talks to you as you walk through an office, and you can walk around and take a series of choices, all of which lead you to a different direction. The voiceover guy wants you to do one thing, but you always have the choice to do something else. And almost everything you can do in the game, they've already thought of. I found myself walking across a bridge, and there was a door to the right and a door to the left, and I thought I'll just jump off the bridge. So I jumped off the bridge, and the voiceover man had something to say in that period where he was like, Stanley jumped off a bridge. That was stupid. And then I died. But they just thought of everything in the game. It's really good. It's a very, very funny game. I think that's the main point. It's a really comedic game.
It seems like the kind of thing where no matter what you choose to do, there's always an outcome and it's always predetermined. So even though you feel like you may be disobeying what the game wants you to do, the game kind of wants you to do it as well.
Yeah.
Like, whilst the narrator will say, Stanley, go through the left door instead of the right door. You go through the right door, but the narrator is actually just like, well, I know that you could go through the right door, so I've still got something to say to you, kind of thing.
And it's always really funny.
Yeah.
Like, I found myself in a really long, like, Mario 64 style corridor that just kept going and going and going. And the narrator stands there and goes, Stanley kept walking along the corridor thinking he was a bit of a prat. And then you keep going and goes, but he'll turn around soon because he'll realise this corridor lasts forever. And he keeps going and goes, Stanley looks behind himself and realised the door hasn't got any further away. And you keep walking. And there was about 10 or 15 things. And eventually, the door got further away and I got let on to the next bit. But there was like 15 things of this guy trying to convince you should go back because you're being a stupid person. I also got left in a room where my choice was to go into a room where he was going to blow up the office, or repeatedly jump off this high ledge until I died. And you had to jump about 5 times, and it was just like, well, I can't believe you're doing this, Stanley. Is that really the best choice you've got? As you like hit the ground. And yeah, it's a hilarious game. The demo as well. The demo's free. Everyone listening should get the demo. It runs in the Source engine, so it can run on more or less toasters nowadays. And it's amazing. Like, Tom, you played the demo, didn't you?
I've played the demo, and the demo is... It's like a condensed version, but a totally new game in the sense that all of the assets used in a demo are totally different to the actual games.
And the plot.
Yeah,
and
what happens.
Why you're there. And everything.
Yeah, and it's so... like I like the way that it's so self-referential about the fact that the narrator knows it's a demo, and like towards the end of it, he's just like going, "Oh my god, is this not good enough for you? I need to change stuff to make it better for you." And it's so great. Like, I really want to play the full game, but I haven't got around to it yet. But the demo, definitely play it. It's like 25-30 minutes of your time at most. It's so good. It's so funny.
And you'll laugh all the way through.
Like, it's one of the few games where like it's not just a chuckle. You genuinely like laugh out loud because you think, "Oh, look at me! I'm so clever. I'm going to do something he didn't tell me to." And then you'll know he'll say something, but you don't realize how funny what he's going to say is. It's so good. It's so good.
Hilarious.
Another thing involved in this. Have you seen the Raphael trailer?
No.
Right. Okay. So play the game. Play the demo, but first watch the Raphael trailer. The Raphael trailer is like about 5-6 minutes long, and it condenses like everything about the Stanley Parable into that 6 minutes. And basically, the developers received a letter from a player called Raphael, and that was when the game was like a mod. And whilst they were producing this new one, they received a letter. So the first like 2 minutes of the trailer is the narrator reading this letter from Raphael and like taking the mick out of him. And like the narrator's got like quite a British, like almost Stephen Fry-esque voice. And he's like, some of the stuff in the letter is like saying, "I didn't find your game very emotionally engaging. So you should have got girls to test them because they are very emotionally engaged," kind of thing. And like he's just pointing out this idiocy from this guy called Raphael. And then the second half of the trailer is him trying to build this new game for Raphael to try and appease him. So he's like going, "We built a world where you can literally do anything. Here, Raphael is standing by a bicycle. Will he use the bicycle to visit his old grandmother? Oh, it seems Stanley will be using the bicycle to sell illegal drugs," kind of thing. It's so funny. So definitely watch that, then play the demo, and then play the full game.
Is this the first massively positive review we've given for a game?
I think so.
It seems so, yeah. An indie game.
The game's also really cheap. It was on sale. I think it's now £11 on Steam.
It's 10 on Steam.
Which is, pretty good price.
Yeah.
Worth the money, I think. I played 3 hours, and I've now seen about 12 different endings, and I know there's loads left.
I think what's crazy as well is that it costs £10, and they've sold £1 million worth of units.
Wow.
Like they've made over £1 million on it, and it's like, what?
Power of the internet.
Yeah, and just making something that's really, really
Yeah, make it-
different.
Make something that works and something that's good.
Making something that doesn't break
That
all
helps.
the time. Yeah. So definitely get Stanley Parable.
Definitely get it.
play the demo.
And yeah, if you can't afford the game, play the demo. It's free, and you'll just sit there laughing for about 10, 15 minutes of your
And
life.
if your computer can't play the demo for some inexplicable reason, watch the trailer.
Yes.
So therefore, everybody wins.
Room, your performance is easily in the top 5,000. Top 4,700 even. I won't go as far as 4,600.
This week we played Forced, a 4-player Diablo-esque arena fighter game. So we played that, and we'll talk about that in another video. We've also got an idea to play games with our girlfriends called GF Plays. Playing something scary, playing something to scare them. Also, me and Chris will be playing Torchlight 2. We'll also play Worms, because you can't beat a good game of Worms. And sometimes some of the stuff you end up doing in that game is hilarious. Like throw a holy hand grenade at yourself, have a sheep explode, throw
You
a
just
granny
describing-
around.
Are you just describing all the things I've done to myself in the last 5 games?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
cool. I'm really good at killing myself. It's an
You
excellent
really are.
trait.
Also, we've been talking about doing a Minecraft map, a kind of adventure map. So we'll be working on that, and we'll have stuff to show you in the future.
I kind of want people to let people come up with their own stories and get them to send their maps in. And we'll be
Good
playing, me and David will be playing Dead Space 3.
I'm really not looking forward to it. I jump so easily. I'm really not good with tension.
I only played the first one, and I played about 20 minutes of it, and I just couldn't go any further.
You know what we
I
have to
was
do as
scared.
well? We have to play it in a dark room, with all the lights off.
Oh, great.
Yeah. I'm Chris, I'm the blue, and I'm Red Lizard. And oh my god, what's happening?
And this is Incompetent Gaming 101.
So we're just going to run through the new releases for this next week. Coming out in November the 6th is Call of Duty Ghosts, which is the most recent in the ginormous Call of Duty series. I'm not sure about this one. I haven't seen a huge amount about it, and I think it's been a bit overshadowed by Grand Theft Auto and Battlefield and other big titles at the moment.
I think people are getting a bit sick of it. Like, I don't know. I mean, I've not been fussed about a Call of Duty game since the first Modern Warfare, so...
You know when they released the trailer, saying that they've got things that change the map in certain ways and stuff like that. Like they've got a lift that goes up and down or something. There's a door that opens if you shoot.
Oh yeah, they've got items that move.
Yeah, and then there's that video online of that's cool, bro. And then they've just got the battlefield building falling down compared to the door opening. Next game.
Other games coming out this week are Mario and Sonic, the 2014 Winter Olympics. That's coming out on the 8th. Oh, I'm so looking. No, I'm not.
I played the 2012 one, and that was good, kind
Was
of.
it?
No,
No.
but
Was it
it was
really?
all right for a Wii game. I don't
Okay.
think anyone really cares about Wii U, so
Nah.
move on.
And the third kind of reasonable title on this list is World of Planes, which is a sequel to World of Tanks with planes. That comes out on PC on the 12th of November.
You forgot the expansion to SimCity.
Oh yeah, sorry. The same day, SimCity Cities of Tomorrow comes out for Mac and PC.
Couldn't care less. So that's the releases for this week.
Thank you very much for listening to this podcast / video. Follow us on Twitter at 8_bit_gaming or go to our Facebook at 8-bit gaming community. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.